Good morning, CSA. The Spirit of the Lord is here. How do we know the Spirit of the Lord is here? It's because you showed up. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Awareness, the church that love is building here in West Sacramento. Our community was founded by Reverend Dr. Georgia Prescott, and I'm Reverend Rick, and I am so excited to be here with you this morning. I think there's a little anointing in that organ, y'all. I can't help it. By the way, that was not, well, it was a little bit of my idea, but he manifested it. I love the creativity. We are a community with many, many, many beliefs, but we believe we can summarize them in these 4 points. Number one is God is all there is. There is no oppositional power to the power of God. I'm sorry to take the devil away from you, but I'm here to tell you, you cannot blame the devil. There is only one power and presence in the universe, and that one power and presence rests, rule, and abides in each one of us. Now, we understand that people do devilish things and they do evil things. You don't have to go very far before you hear it. So we recognize that all thought is creative and influential, and therefore we're mindful about what we think. If we have a thought that doesn't work for us, we can always replace it with one that does. There is no need of beating ourselves up, no need of giving ourselves a hard time. We are always at choice. You can choose today to enjoy the presence of the Lord, which you brought with you this morning. Our third principle is this, and a little bit more challenging, and that is everything in our experience is either a call for love or an expression of love. No exceptions, and I keep looking for mine. But we understand that we should deal with people with compassion and understanding, because let me tell you, the next time you see them, you may need some love yourself. Fourth and most important, and if you don't remember anything else about being here this morning, and you would have to have a whole lot of forgetting to forget everything that happens here this morning. You are whole, perfect, and complete just as you are right now. You always have been, you always will be. Now, maybe someone told you that you were broken, a sinner, lost, forgotten. It's only because they did not understand that they were whole, perfect, and complete. And if they thought they were, they didn't believe you were. But the issue is you are whole, perfect, and complete, and you always have been, and you always will be. Amen? So it's a wonderful, exciting day. I would like to recognize our second-time visitors. We will not ask you to stand. We will not ask you to say anything, but we would like you to just raise your hand so we can thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. I would like to acknowledge that Phil Litz, our beloved Phil Litz, fell and broke his hip. So while he was out of town in Oregon. But he is coming home this week, and he wanted everyone to know that he is doing well. And this service is dedicated to him this morning. I'd like to also recognize that David Seals, this is your birthday, and we want to celebrate you. And that lets us, we would like to recognize any birthdays this month. If this is your birthday, if you would just raise your birthday month, if you just raise your hand, we would just like to acknowledge you. We won't have you say anything. If this is your month of an anniversary, please raise your hand. We would like to just recognize that. And for everyone who may be in recovery, we celebrate you this morning. We ask you to stand because we want to recognize and celebrate your recovery. If your recovery birth month is November, we are so excited to share with you. We are so excited to share with you. The one thing about CSA is that we are human, and we acknowledge that people have human problems. And if you look real deeply, you don't even have to look too deep for me, you will find my problems. Now, I'd like to recognize our first-time visitors. Is this your first time? If you would just raise your hand. We won't ask you to say anything. We won't ask you to do anything. But if you just raise your hand, we would like to acknowledge that you're here. Thank you for being here.
So glad you came to celebrate Spirit. You are welcome here. We hope this isn't your last time. Anytime you're passing by, Jermaine, Janice, Sharice, Jeff, Sheila, and Philip. We welcome you as well online.
Hi, beautifuls. Good morning. My name is Leah Eldridge. I am one of your licensed practitioners here and also a member of the board of directors. And thanks. It's time to read the mission statement. Sorry, I had too much fun this weekend. The mission statement's in your bulletin. It's also up here on the wall behind me. The Center for Spiritual Awareness is a diverse and caring community in which we share spiritual nourishment and celebrate all paths to God through the principles of science of mind. Today's altar flowers are a gift from Lisa Headland. Thank you. And today's lobby flowers are dedicated to Brandy and the kitchen crew for Sundays and hot dog Sundays, and special thanks to practitioner Rebecca for keeping the kitchen stocked. And it doesn't expressly say it in here, but today is Hot Dog Sunday. Today's the annual CSA meeting is today. It starts at 12:30 following Hot Dog Sunday. During November, National Native American Heritage Month, we celebrate Indigenous peoples past and present and redirect ourselves to honoring tribal sovereignty, promoting tribal self-determination, and upholding the United States' solemn trust and treaty responsibilities to tribal nations. America has not always delivered on its promise of equal dignity and respect for Native Americans. For centuries, broken treaties, disposition of ancestral lands, and policies of assimilation and termination sought to disseminate Native populations and their ways of life. But despite this painful history, Indigenous peoples, their governments, and their communities have preserved and flourished. This statement was taken from a White House proclamation today. Okay, Jamie Savino, I welcome you up. Let's give it up for Jamie.
Let me pull this down. I'm tiny.
Get right up on it, too.
All right. Good morning, CSA. How are you? It's so nice seeing all these faces in here today. So, as Leah said, I'm Jamie Savino, and I am a proud CSA teen here. Can I ask you all a question really quick? So, let's say that I was having a toy drive right now. Would you bring a toy? Yes. And would you bring what kind of toy would you bring? Would you bring a toy for like younger kids? It depends on you. What do you think you would bring?
Did you say fish?
I don't think kids enjoy raw fish nowadays. I'm sorry, I can't wrap that up. But I heard a lot of you saying younger kids, middle-aged kids, stuff like that. And a lot of organizations nowadays, they hold toy drives for kids of all ages. And a lot of people like you would assume, oh, I'll bring some toys, some new old toys for younger kids. They might enjoy that. But when this happens, the main group that gets left out is teenagers. And so that's why for my Senior Avid project, I'll be partnering with Feed Sacramento Homeless to be collecting gift cards for homeless teens this holiday season. Hopefully soon there will be a drop box where you can drop off gift cards for stores such as Walmart, Target, CVS, Rite Aid, Walgreens, stuff like that. Or you could go to any of those stores and they usually have like a giant wall of gift cards that you could choose something from. I know a lot of helpful stores be like Pink and Victoria's Secret for a lot of teenage girls. If you have any small businesses you like to support, those kinds of gift cards are always acceptable. And as Black girls, we need to keep our hair did, need to stay popping, you know. So if you if you know of any hair stores that offer gift cards or anything like that, beauty stores, those would all be really appreciated. Yes, so I will be in the lobby over there right after service if you have any further questions. And hopefully when the Dropbox gets here, you can drop them off. We'll take gift cards and cash donations, or you can give them directly to me. I'll usually be in the teen group, which is right by the lobby in that little area. And yeah, so thank you all so much for your time.
When do you need them by?
Oh, we'll probably stop. We need them by December 4th, so you have a lot of time. But yeah, thank you. I love you, CSA fam.
Thank you, everybody. Our teens are awesome. Awesome teens. Okay. Don't forget to vote. By Tuesday, November 8th, that's this coming Tuesday, it is our responsibility and privilege to vote with our values and not from our fears. Men Together are meeting next Sunday, November 13th at 12:30 p.m. after service. For all those who identify, embrace, question, or explore masculine identity, we foster fellowship, friendship, and developing connections in a safe, supportive, and confidential space. For more information, see Jeff Pollard and practitioner Steve Marlowe. Steve's here. I don't think I've seen Jeff yet this morning, but there we go. Steve's back there. Yeah, I said Steve's right here. Okay, I'll just move on. Sacred service needs. For the ushers, please see David Wynn. David, right there in the back. See David Wynn, and the CSA New Thought Gospel Choir is also welcoming new members Monday evenings at 7 p.m. You guys, the choir is so much fun. Every time I come up here, I'm going to tell you how much fun it is. It just is. I skipped one. I skipped two. 100 Conversations About Anti-Racism is meeting next Sunday, November 13th, 2 p.m. via Zoom. We have these conversations. There's more information about that online, or you can talk to any of us, the ushers or practitioners. We all know how to get into that. Practitioners are calling for several massage therapists who are willing to volunteer their time and therapy skills at the CSA Practitioner Spa Day coming up on November 12th. Sign-ups are in the lobby, and you will be contacted for more information. Social justice learning opportunities to discuss racism in a safe environment meet on Tuesdays at 5 p.m. There's more information about that in the lobby. And CSA is alive and busy, so contact the office to reserve space in the center. For additional information on events and signups in the lobby and on the CSA website, sign up for the weekly e-blast at our website, csasacramento.org. And we are now offering, or we have always been offering, prayer after service in the front. Please take a seat in these rows right in front of me, and a practitioner will call for you. Now is a great time to turn off your cell phone, get ready for prayer, and welcome to Center for Spiritual Awareness.
Thank you, Leah. Can you cue up the video for Donna Pedoni?
I'm Reverend Donna Epidoni, and I promised Reverend Rick I would do this promo in less than 60 seconds, so the clock is ticking. Do you know why you're here? I don't mean where you're sitting right now. I mean in the bigger spiritual sense. Do you know why you're here? I'm going to teach transformation. It's a path to purpose, transformation, transforming into your mission, your purpose in life. We'll explore where you are now, what you have to release in order to transform, what you have to bring into your life, and then we'll figure out how you can take authentic action. It's a 5-step class, and the class is 6 weeks long, 6 consecutive Tuesday evenings starting January 10th. You can sign up on the CSA website. It's easy, it's transformational, it'll change your life as it has for 100 or so people since 2005. Hope to see you there. Transformation starting January 10th. 58 seconds.
If everyone would only follow my directions. Couple of other things. Donations for the gift cards. You can always go to the CSA website online and donate, right? Using any one of the donation processes, Venmo, PayPal, whatever, okay? Don't forget that. There's so many things these days I have to write down and have notes. Thanksgiving service will be the eve of Thanksgiving. And on Thanksgiving Day, we will have Thanksgiving Day dinner. If you sign up in advance, we've already contracted with Emmett to cook 3 turkeys, so 3 turkey group of people need to be here, okay? Sign up for sides there. We'd be delighted to have you here. Now I want to do a vote on something, because I hear this every time somebody visits that hasn't been here in a while. Obviously, I like straight rows, right? You notice the rows are all now straight because all the chairs are hooked together. Well, some people tell me that that's uncomfortable for them, that they would like a little bit more freedom. So I will take enough medication so that I can tolerate the rows not being even. But I want to take a vote, okay? So I'm going to ask 2 questions. Keep the chairs straight, raise your hand, not yet, raise your hand, or 2, let them not be connected together. So the first is, do you like them straight? Raise your hand. Okay. Number 2, you prefer them not hooked together? Oh God, it's even. So what if I leave half jagged and then one part straight? It's a democratic process on a few things anyway. It's time for prayer. It's time for prayer. I wouldn't trade you for anything in the world. Listen here, the 9 o'clock group, we just start out laughing. So I'm glad that there's so much joy here. But it is time for prayer. It is time to fill up these seats with the beings of life that are in your heart today. If you have a concern of any type, I ask you to just bring it into this room. There is a healing presence here, because where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty, there is life, there is celebration. All the power of the universe is in this room, and it's all around thought. And you can bring that issue into this room, and I promise you, you will know how to handle it. I am going to light our memory candle just to remind you that you are the light of the world. And now I'll ring the bowl 3 times. And let the sound of the bowl take you to that place where you know and you know that you are whole, perfect, and complete.
I need to be still. I'm so glad he got on that piano. I was scared of that organ. Oh my God. I wasn't hearing it. I'm sorry, Sam. Okay, I need to be still. I need to be still and let God love me. I need to be still and let God love me. When the world starts to push and shove me, I need to be still and let God love me. I need to be still and let God love me. I need to be still and let God love me. When this world starts to push and shove me, I need to be still and let God love me.
And God is loving me. God is loving me and all that hear the sound of my voice. Krishna, Allah, Elohim, the divine intelligence, the thing itself, whatever name we give it. It is loving and loving and loving. And loving joyfully, abundantly, ceaselessly. Because it is all that there is. It is the very substance and source of this thing we call life. This whole perfect and complete life that I live right now, that each one listening to the sound of my voice lives right now. Each and every one of us, precious, irreplaceable, absolutely necessary to the whole, and yet not ever, ever, ever separate from it. This is the most divine truth I know. All that there is this thing that I call spirit, and it is love itself. It does all that it does through loving me. And so I speak my word on behalf of allowing that love to happen, allowing that love to find purchase in my heart, knowing that it is seeking it and it is seeking me. I invite that for myself and for all those who are listening and all those who are not. As we allow that love to work in and as and through us, it creates this glorious community. And if we can do it inside the building, we can do it outside the building. We are more than the separation that we see and experience. We are the love of the one. And I speak my word for the power of that love. The power of that love to draw communities together, to strengthen our teams, our schools, our workplaces, and yes, our politics. We are so much more when we come together. And so I just speak my word for the power of love, for the joyful power of love, knowing that it is active here. I give thanks. I give thanks for this place called the Center for Spiritual Awareness, where we come together and learn and practice and strengthen our muscles of connection, our muscles of forgiveness, our muscles of abundance, our muscle of love. No matter how much we feel it's been damaged, it is never, ever, ever depleted. And I'm just so grateful to know that truth and to share that truth I am grateful for this community. I am grateful for each and every one, those in the building, those watching online, those who may watch online in the future, and those who we touch as we go about our lives. And so it is with a heart absolutely overflowing with gratitude that I release this prayer into the law, knowing that it is already unfolding fully, perfectly, and beyond what I thought was possible. I let it go right now, and so it is. Thank you. One moment, please. Oh, never mind. Got it. I forgot the other part of my job. It's time for our affirmation this morning. I'm still Leah. I'm still a practitioner. Nice to see you again. Here's the affirmation card. You can take this one home with you. If you don't have one, it's up on the wall. I'm going to read it through once first, and then I'll invite you to stand and read it with me if you're capable. Today, I celebrate life with my beloved community and honor those who have passed and bring joy to those who have yet to be born as I remember my place in the wondrous cosmic flow. I invite you to stand. Today, I celebrate life with my beloved community and honor those who have passed and bring joy to those who have yet to be born as I remember my place in this wondrous cosmic flow. And so it is.
Good morning, CSA. My name is Reverend Mignon, and today's sacred reading is from Ernest Holmes. The title, The Spirit in Me is Perfect. Each of us is spirit, but we don't always recognize this greatest of all truths about ourselves. We do not always consciously invite communion with spirit or open all doorways of our thought in complete acceptance. The Bible tells us to let mind be in us that was in Jesus, which, of course, is the mind of God and the invisible guest in every person. I know that this hidden guest within me, the angel of God's presence, is counseling me wisely, leading me unerringly, directing my thoughts and actions in harmony, peace, poise, love, and in cooperation. And because God cannot fail, and because the divine presence within me is God as my authentic self, I know that there is a power flowing through my word of faith which makes straight the way before me. I understand that the great giver of life is giving through me that gift which is gladly made, which returns multiplied and goes out again to increase its blessings and to reproduce its good, and it blesses others. I know that there is a presence that came with me when I entered this life, and I know that this same presence will go with me when I leave this physical form, for it is the presence of eternal life, and that life cannot die. And so, I have no fear of the past, the present, or the future. But I am living today as though God were over all and through all. I feel this presence as life, love, goodness, and experience. Its action, its power, and certainty. It is with me today, making my life whole and complete. It is with me today, making my life whole and complete. And so it is.
I might suck, so. But we're gonna sound good, so it's okay. Please welcome here. So it's been a minute since we've been together. Love coming back. I don't like to stray for too long. I'm going to sing you a song that I have sung here before, and it's about something that you all know. I mean, there's nothing new revealed in this song today, except that it's going to come with the special Gary Michael Weinberg version. First, I have to, you can't really lick your fingers in public anymore. Hey, 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 I'm a creator every night and every day, the imaginator. I said, hey, 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 I'm a creator every night and every day, the imaginator. I am an artist. Life is my canvas. I am a sculptor with a big old piece of marble, and God says chisel and paint my masterpiece. Sing, dance, write a book, build a bookcase, plant a garden, teach somebody to read. Just dream, 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 and treat and move your feet. Hey, 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 I'm a creator. Sing it if you feel it. Every night and every day, the imaginator. Here we go. Hey, 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 I'm a creator. I'm a creator. Every night and every day, the imaginator. Life is my kitchen where I make up something delicious. God brings the spices, and me, I get to make up all the wishes. So I mix it all up and cook up my masterpiece. Shake and bake and roast and toast. Whatever is the thing you want to do the most. Just dream, dream, dream. Then treat and move your feet. Hey, hey, hey. I'm a creator. Every night and every day, the imaginator. I said, hey, 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 I'm a creator. Every night and every day, the imaginator. What did I say? I said, hey, 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 I'm a creator. Every night and every day, the imaginator. I am the imaginator. I am the imaginator. What are you? I am the imaginator. I can't hear you. I am the imaginator. 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 Thank you. How about this band? How about these guys?
Gary Weinberg and the house band. That bass over there is thumping today too. Now, I do not want you to think that I have lost my mind any more than I normally seem like I have lost my mind. Before I start this sermon now, I have to do a new intro because we're going on cable, okay? So I have not lost my mind any more than usual. But when I say welcome to the Center for Spiritual Awareness before my sermon, it is because it's the intro at the beginning of the cable show. By the way, which will be played first today at 2:30 and then again on Tuesday at 9 p.m. You know, the issue is we are the best kept secret around. And so we have to do a few things to put ourselves out there for outreach. Okay? We all good with that? Yeah. Great, thank you. So welcome to the Center for Spiritual Awareness, the church that love is building here in West Sacramento. We're so glad to have you with us this morning. We would just like to say that you are welcome. No matter who you are, where you are on your spiritual journey, you will find a place here at the Center for Spiritual Awareness. Amen. So my title this morning is, do you have an escape plan or an exit plan? But my question to you is this: do you have the real thing? Do you have the real thing? Does your knower know that you know? See, I don't want to pretend like I am aware of the Spirit. I want to know that I am aware of the Spirit. And I am inviting you this morning to just recognize that Spirit that dwells within us all. Each one of us has the opportunity to have an inward knowing that God is in, through, and around us at all times. This is the definition of a mystic. The mystic knows. Are you a mystic? We are a mystical community. That's what we are. Not a mystery, a mystic. So do you have the real thing? Now, we recently celebrated Day of the Dead. Some people celebrated All Souls Day. Some people celebrate All Saints Day. But are we really celebrating something that has no longer life? Is that really what we're celebrating? Our spiritual principle says this, that there is one infinite reality, and it is eternal. Therefore, we believe in the eternality, the immortality, and the continuity of the individual soul. You have always been, and you will always be, and you should rejoice for that. You are a part of the wonderful fabric of the universe. The universe would not be the same without you. And for that, we are just so thankful. It is not limited. It is forever and ever unfolding. Now, we remember our ancestors during this time. We remember those loved ones that we lost, but we celebrate because we believe in immortality. We don't believe in permanent death. Now, we reflect that many believe life has an exit strategy. Some people believe that. It is a very prominent thought taught on television, that there is an exit strategy, that you will bypass death and you will have an exit strategy. And so, but that's okay, you know? It's called the rapture. And if you read the Bible in the Old and New Testament and put a lot of different things together, you can come up with that conclusion, and it's okay. But there are several teachings that are necessary for that to be the case. But many on TV teach this position, and they do a very good job of it. And so I think we should address it this morning. Now, I respect their belief. It can be a belief that some are gods and others are not. You know, sometimes that separates us from people. We look for inclusion. Most groups look for how to exclude other people to be included. We like to include everyone, which means this net here is hard to hold together, okay? But it's beautiful. At the same time, look at the beauty. This is the church of the future. A place where there is such a level of diversity and multiculturalism. Why can't we be that way in church? That's the way the world is. But somehow or another, people believe they should come to church and only be with people that look just like them. Well, I look like everybody if you mix me in the crowd. So I don't know who my people are, except for the fact that I know you are my people, okay? Now, I understand that those people, they would call us devils, and that's okay, and we appreciate that. We appreciate people who believe that there are cycles of birth and physical rebirth. We respect that. But people, including me, see the awareness of the spiritual rebirth as something that is happening in my life right now. An awareness that I got the real thing, y'all. I got the real thing in this life, and I will see life unfold. It starts before I was ever in the body, and it will continue when life has left this body, but I will always be. So if I bother you now, in the great by and by, I'm still going to be there. Life is an ever unfolding of Spirit's revelation through us. The entire universe is just waiting for you to blossom and unfold. Wherever you are on your spiritual journey, you still have more to unfold and to blossom, because the Spirit that resides within us is just looking to bust out, because it's the real thing. Since we have learned very few things in life are either or A or B, or exclusively yes or no, we respect all positions when it comes to the teachings of immortality or mortality. We respect them. And maybe they're all correct. Who knows? Maybe each of us gets to choose which belief structure we will have to live by. That's okay. Maybe we get to choose our own expression. But it is the inner witness of the Spirit that is within me that lets me know that I got the real thing, y'all. That's what lets me know, regardless to what others say. It's the Spirit that is within me that lets me know that I have the real thing, that God dwells through and around and in me and each one of you at all times. It is the divine Spirit that confirms with our spirits that we are the children of God. And if we are children, we are joint heirs of the inheritance and the blessings of all that God has for us. Have you received all of your blessings and your inheritance? I haven't received them all, and I'm still waiting on them. But I'm just waiting for them to come. As my soul prospers, so shall I believe my life will prosper. Are you in receipt of all the blessings and the inheritance that you should have? Do you have the real thing? Because if you have the real thing, all the blessings and the inheritance is on the way. See, it only takes seeking and faith to experience this if you choose. If you've never experienced the awakening of the Spirit within you, there's nothing wrong with that. All you have to do is ask. The Spirit is alive and well and available to each one of us now. No special gymnastics, no special place that you have to go. The only place you have to go is within, and find within you and just ask. Because remember, the one that asks receives, the one that knocks, the door is open, and the one who seeks out will receive all of the things that they seek. The divine Spirit will give us this inner awareness that the Spirit is alive with us and that we got the real thing. We can ask. It's the real thing. Have you asked to experience it? You asked for a car. You asked for a lover. You asked to win the lotto. I haven't checked yet. But you did, now didn't you? Okay? But why don't you ask for a recognition of the Spirit that dwells within you that is going to carry you from this life over into the next expression? To let you know that no matter what happens to you, that you are in the presence of God, regardless to the conditions and the circumstances that present themselves before you in life. It is this awareness, this thing, that lets us know that we have eternal life. It's the real thing. Ernest Holmes writes, "The teaching of the mystics has been that there should be a conscious courting of the divine presence." Now, you know what courting and dating is about. Many of us would have to reach back a long time, but courting and dating, what do? You get to know each other. Now, the Spirit already knows us. We get to need to know the Spirit. That's what the courting relationship is about. We need to learn and be aware of the Spirit. You know how your lover, you learn how a certain look or certain walk, a certain eye roll, whatever it is, you can read it. You don't have to say anything. We have to be that aware of the Spirit. The issue is the Spirit ain't rolling its eyes, though. The Spirit just says yes. That's all the Spirit says. We have this divine Spirit within us. Have you come to know that this is within you? An awareness that the Spirit is within us is the way of the mystic, not a mystery. It's only a mystery until you understand it. And once you understand it, you are a mystic, because the mystic recognizes and experiences the Spirit right now. See, we understand and we know, and the mystic has been awakened within us. We become aware of this, of the inner life. Have you become aware of your inner life? Do you ever hear that voice speaking to you to remind you that I love you with an everlasting love? That there is nothing that can separate you from that one power and presence? It is the inner life. It is the Spirit. And sometimes the Spirit will stand up and it will let you know that it's there. Now, the old folks call it the quickening. Now, the quickening is really a medical term. It is a point at which a pregnant woman recognizes that there is a child moving within inside of her. So have you been quickened? Have you recognized that the Spirit is within you and alive and moving? All you have to do is seek it and ask. It's the real thing. Some people call it the quickening, and you can have it, the quickening. To be mindful of the one that I live and I move and that I have my very existence resides within me at all times. I love to have all of you here. And it's a very different celebration experience for us all to be together. But you don't have to be here to recognize the real thing. You will need the real thing tomorrow morning. Before you need it here, you will probably need it Monday through Friday. I know I do, because I had to pray for those folks all the time. See, it's the real thing. It's the inner witness. And somebody at work is going to see this video. They always do. Then I have to apologize and say, don't pay attention to the first thing I say. Pay attention to the second thing I say, because generally it's a little bit more holy. But the first is really the truth about how I feel. Are the children of God. Now, this is my belief. And the inner witness confirms to me that what I'm saying is true. By faith. Now, I cannot prove it to you. I cannot prove it to you at all. But have you ever been loved by someone? Prove it. Have you ever loved anyone? Prove it. You can't prove it. Only thing you can do is recognize how it makes you feel. That's all. You can't prove it to anyone else. And that is the same experience of the Spirit. I can't prove it to you, but guess what? It is more real to me than my hand in front of my face. Because when I want to toss it all in, when I want to say I've got enough and I don't want to write a sermon, and I don't want to go to work tomorrow, and I don't want to do anything else, and don't call me, and don't text me, and all that kind of stuff, and I'm not going to get the flowers, whatever it is. Whatever it is, something lets me know. You do what you are called to do, and I will empower you. And if you learn how to enjoy it, you can rejoice the whole experience. Now, I actually look forward to going to Trader Joe's and getting the flowers. I do. It is true. It brings this life and this joy. Joy, not happiness only. Happiness is often related to things that happen. But joy, the joy of my soul, is with me at all times. It's supernatural. It makes me rejoice when all the hell is breaking loose. Feel. So we teach that God is eternal and that we are immortal. It is the gift of being a spiritual being in a body. Ernest writes, the spiral of life is upward, and our soul evolves and it continues to unfold. Now it is influenced by the godly spirit that is within us all. It's the real thing. Because society will only tell you that you are not enough. Think about it. If your lips are thin, we have something to make them thick. If your lips are thick, we have makeup to make them look thin. If your hair is straight, we have something to make it look curly. If you are bald, there is Hair Club for Men. Not that I've ever been there, but that doesn't mean I didn't think about it. See, it only wants to tell you that whatever you are, whoever you are, is not enough. Now, I don't have anything against anyone who wants to look different than they are. God knows I have had green eyes at times. I mean, I've gone through all my changes as well. The question is, where is the motivation? Is it because you have something else you like, which is fine? Or has it been created by the insecurity of advertising? If it's been caused by the insecurity, you can chase that thing down as long as you want to. You will never catch it. But it's the inner witness that'll let you know that you have the real thing just the way you are right now. And you can still straighten your hair if you want to, and I can go to Hair Club for Men. But if I do, you better put me away. Because let me tell you, something is wrong with me. Okay? The only caution is our motivation. The Spirit should give us joy and affirmation to let you know that you are good just the way you are. You're gooder than good, just the way you are. And still, all the potential of the universe is within you to develop and unfold and change as you learn. It creates security for us. It creates an inner security that when all the world is falling apart, you still say, I don't care. I know I can make it. Because it's the Spirit that is within me that says, go ahead. Okay? Now, we never go backward. It's always forward. Now, you can struggle to go backward if you want to, but it's a path that won't work for you. You'll be living in the past, trying to reenact and do something over again, which, by the way, you don't have the power to do. There's no power for that. Evelyn Underhill wrote the classic book on mysticism in 1911. She says there are 5 stages of mysticism. The first being awakening, and the last being the unitive way. Interestingly enough, we start out with the unitive way, that there is only one. But she says mysticism is practical, it's not theoretical. Mysticism is entirely a spiritual activity. It is the method of love. And it is something that is a psychological experience for us. It confirms by our knowledge, an inward knowledge that transcends any of the facts. It is in our mind. And the unitive way is the way that God looks at creation. Have you ever considered how God sees you? Well, remember this, it's in you. So it can only see you just the way you are. And you're whole, perfect, and complete. But do we think about it and acknowledge and know that we are accepted in the beloved at all times? Do you look for yourself within the perspective of God? Whole, perfect, and complete. Thomas Keating, the teacher of centering prayer, writes, there's a new period of evolutionary history that seems to be emerging, and it calls us to transcend our rational powers and their desires for security and survival, power and control, and self-pleasuring and self-esteem. And it opens ourselves completely to God's evolutionary plan, moving people from rational consciousness to the intuitive and unitive level. Inside of you can move you through all of the circumstances beyond your wildest dreams. It is the thing that is in you that says, yes, you can when you feel that you can't, even if you don't tell anyone. Moving people from rational consciousness, and there's nothing wrong with being rational. I believe my belief structure is rational, but there is a time that I get to a point that it is transcendent. And at the point of transcendence, it's that inner witness, the real thing, that lets me know that I am doing the right thing and that I am operating at the unitive level. It recognizes that there is only one, that there is complete unity expressed as the one and as the many. There is no separation. We are one with God in oneness, inseparable, indivisible, changeless. Each of us is a point in the universal consciousness. I tell you all the time, God has a thought with my name on it, and as long as my name is on that thought, I shall be. And I don't think God is forgetful. God has a thought with your name on it, or you wouldn't be. And God will never forget you. And we may forget our relationship with God, but you only have to turn within. We are an individualized center of God consciousness. That's the real thing. The real self is where the spirit comes to the point, yeah, rejoice. That's the real thing. The spirit comes to the point of individualized and personified expression. God gets joy out of being you. Even when I don't like you. God gets joy out of being you. Because guess what? The people that we don't like, right, are our teachers. They only reflect upon us what we need to know and what we need to do. You are the light of the world. Individually, you are at self-choice, you are in volition, you have a conscious mind, but it's personified individual consciousness of God. It gives us freedom. It gives us power and the power back of what's necessary to make it. So what does the mystic know? The mystic knows the real thing. The mystic senses the immanence of the presence of the Spirit at all times. To know the divine Spirit is real. The mystic, while sensing the unity and the universality of all things, still recognizes the beauty of their individuality and that being that expression of the one Spirit. The individuality of humans as a divine reality. We were all created to be who we are, and we all have a role in this fabric of life. The individual is immersed in, but not lost in nirvana. We remain ourselves. And one uses the illustration, says this: an arrow is lost in its mark, remaining an arrow. Even though the arrow has hit the mark, it's one. And that's how we are. We are one. We have our own expression, but we are still the mark. And mystics have taught that there is no ultimate evil. That how can a person be enlightened to have experienced the real thing and then believe in such a thing as innate evil, which says that there is something supernatural outside of God? I don't see it as being possible. It may be a nice excuse for your behavior, but I don't see it. It's not rational. The mystic is one who intuitively perceives truth without the mental process. It is realization on demand. It's the real thing. Ernest writes, when we can see the whole world and everything in it as a mystical expression of God, all duality disappears, and we actually experience the oneness of life and at the same time the experience of our personal immortality. It's what's going on the inside. The mystic is living in the light now, illumined and shining the light out into the world that they're in. I remind you every week, wherever you go in the world that you're in, you're the light of the world. We all have a responsibility to bear that light. And it's the inner witness, it's the real thing that will kindle the fire even when you don't want to do it. We are the light of the world. The mystic has the ability to commune and receive insight and inspiration. There are times, all I can do is throw up my hands and go to sleep. But I will wake up, I'll have the idea every time. I just have to be able to go to sleep. Now, it's a test of my confidence in the spirit to be able to go to sleep. Or shall I sit there and do the spiritual discipline of worrying? No matter how good you get at it, it won't manifest anything else but worrying. We get right off the spiritual press, the mind and the thoughts of God. Spiritual evolution is an awakening of the soul and a recognition of our unity with the whole, and that there is no separation because you are the children of God. Are you aware of this presence and the real thing? Does it recognize that you are immortal? The mystic knows the truth, that it's all God. Aware of that there is this spiritual life that transcends all life, physical life. We communicate with this spirit and we cooperate with the spiritual evolution. In summary, the mystic knows the real thing. Our principle says there is one infinite reality, and it is immortal. And therefore, we understand that we are eternal, immortal, and we continue to expand. Our soul continues to expand forever and ever. You have not reached your end. There is no end in spirit. The beauty of all that is possible that still resides within you is still there. No matter your age, no matter where you are in life, you are still, the beauty of who you are resides there and is waiting to be released. We seek to be spirit-led humans. See, I don't want to pretend. I want the real thing. What about you? Do you want the real thing? And so it is. It's the real thing. Let us pray, knowing this one power and presence. This one power and presence that rests, rules, and abides within us all. It's the real thing. So for every person who hasn't felt the real thing, I just speak it into your existence right now, knowing the beauty of it all, that it will transcend circumstances and situations and let you know that all things are possible and you can do anything but fail. And so it is. Amen, amen.